Shalom, shalom. Welcome to this program, The Prophetic Touch with Moses Kusi. Today I'm going to share things that makes you not to walk in the prophetic, or things that can affect your prophetic ministry. I found that many people are in the prophetic because the Bible clearly tells us that in the last days, your sons and daughters shall prophesy. This means that we are in the last days. So since we're in the last days, it's a must for everyone to prophesy and even to dream dreams. It's a must for everyone to walk in the prophetic. So I'm going to share things that makes or things that affect the prophetic ministry. One of it is depression. If you are in the prophetic ministry, you need to deal, or you need to be delivered from depression. Depression is a spirit that can cause you not to walk in the prophetic. The other thing that can affect your prophetic ministry is the mystery when you doesn't know how to walk in love. Get me? Whenever you doesn't know how to walk in the love, automatically you can have the spirit of judgment. The prophetic ministry itself is a ministry that is supported by love. You need to have an agape kind of love, a God kind love, for you to walk in the prophetic. Actually, love is the backbone of the prophetic ministry. The other thing that affects the ministry or the office or the ministry of the prophetic is the spirit of competition. You need to know that if you're a prophet, we can operate in different ways. Some can prophesy using dreams. Some can prophesy using word of knowledge. Some can prophesy using the spirit of discernment. Some can prophesy using angels. So you need to know your area. Don't ever compete with anyone. Know your area. If God has called you to prophesy over a nation, if God has called you to prophesy over an individual, if God has called you to prophesy over a city, or if God called you to prophesy using your writings, so don't ever compete with someone. This can affect your prophetic ministry. The other thing that causes the prophetic ministry, or that can affect the prophetic ministry, is pride. Don't be a person who walks in pride. I tell you, many prophets is being affected in their prophetic ministry because of pride. Don't be a person who walks in pride. The other thing that affects the prophetic ministry, you need to understand this. For a prophet to prophesy, or for a prophet to walk in the prophetic, there is an atmosphere of the prophetic. So for you to be an effective prophet, you need to understand the mystery of a prophetic atmosphere. So the other thing that affects the prophetic ministry is what I call toxic friends and toxic followers. Don't be surrounded with people who talk bad about you, people who always criticize you. They can affect your prophetic atmosphere for you to walk in the prophetic. So the other thing that affect the prophetic ministry is when you have a toxic friends, or you have toxic followers, or a toxic father. You need to have people who celebrate your grace that is upon your life. The other thing that affects the prophetic ministry is being prayerless. The moment you become a prophet, you need to know that you need to be a person who knows how to pray. You need to know how to intercede for people, because the prophetic ministry itself is a ministry of intercession. You need to pray. The other thing that affects the prophetic ministry is when you doesn't know how to read the Bible. You need to walk in the word. Whenever I'm speaking about walking in the word, I'm trying to say you need to do the word. The moment you do the word, you attract the prophetic that is inside you. The prophetic is triggered by the amount of the word of God that is inside you. Let me repeat. The prophetic ministry is triggered by the amount of the word of God that is inside you. Greed is another thing that can affect your prophetic ministry. The moment you be a great person, everything you wanted, it can affect your prophetic ministry. The other thing that affects the prophetic ministry, and this is the big one, disobedience. Whenever God has told you to do something, if you doesn't know how to obey the things of God, the voice of God, the mood of God, can affect the prophetic ministry that is inside you. And the other thing that affects the prophetic ministry is the spirit of criticism. Whenever you carry a criticism spirit inside you, you always speak bad about other people, can affect your prophetic ministry, especially if you know how to speak bad about your spiritual fathers or elderly people. They can affect your prophetic ministry. Shalom, shalom. I want you to subscribe the video and I want you to share. I believe that God has called us to walk in the prophetic. Shalom.